Prince Harry's latest appearance inside London's High Court was not just another day in a legal battle but one of the most emotionally charged moments of his life. As the Duke of Sussex stood before the judge and spoke with a voice that reportedly cracked while describing how years of relentless tabloid scrutiny turned Meghan Markle's life into what he called an absolute misery, explaining that by simply standing up against the British press, he feels the punishment never stopped but instead intensified, not only targeting him but relentlessly focusing on his wife, whose treatment by the media he described as intrusive, cruel, and at times openly racist, with Harry telling the court that from the moment his relationship with Meghan became public in 2016, the attacks escalated rapidly, worsening during her pregnancy, intensifying after the birth of their son Archie, and continuing even after they stepped away from royal duties in hopes of protecting their family. A decision that ultimately led them to leave the UK and relocate to the United States in 2020. Yet despite that drastic move, Harry testified that the pressure never truly ended, calling this lawsuit against Associated Newspapers Limited, the publisher of the Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday, a recurring traumatic experience that forces his family to relive painful chapters they desperately tried to escape, as he accused the publication of unlawful information gathering, including alleged phone hacking, bugging of private spaces, and the hiring of private investigators to secretly obtain personal information, claims that the publisher has strongly denied, but which Harry and several high-profile co-claimants including Elton John, Elizabeth Hurley, David Furnish, and Sadie Frost insist reveal a deeply troubling pattern of abuse of power by the press. And during his nearly 2-hour testimony, Harry explained that throughout the course of this litigation the coverage only became more hostile, not less, saying it is fundamentally wrong to put families through repeated cycles of trauma simply for profit, stressing that all he ever wanted was accountability and an apology, not fame, sympathy, or revenge. As courtroom observers noted that Harry appeared visibly emotional, pausing at moments to collect himself while addressing the judge directly, describing how it feels to watch someone you love suffer under constant public attack while being unable to shield them, a pain he suggested mirrored the experiences that haunted his childhood following the death of his mother Princess Diana, whose own battles with the media remain one of the most tragic chapters in royal history. And Harry made it clear that this case is not only about Meghan but about setting a precedent that no individual, royal or otherwise, should have their privacy violated without consequence, adding that he has never believed his life should be treated as open season for commercialization, calling that mindset disgusting and dangerous, while also pointing out that previous settlements, including his surprise legal victory against News Group newspapers last year, where the Sun issued an unprecedented apology and paid significant damages, prove that unlawful practices did exist within parts of the British press, making this final lawsuit feel like the last stand in a years-long fight for justice. And as he concluded his testimony, Harry reportedly told the courtroom that today's proceedings were a reminder of who is truly on trial and why, emphasizing that his goal is not to silence criticism but to demand ethical journalism and human decency, leaving many to question whether this emotional testimony will finally bring the accountability Harry has spent years chasing, or whether the cost paid by his family has already been far too high, making this moment not just another royal headline but a defining chapter in Prince Harry's ongoing battle against the very media system he believes destroyed his wife's peace and forever changed their lives. So as the trial continues, the world is left watching closely, asking whether justice will finally be served or whether history is once again repeating itself right before our eyes. If you want honest royal stories without filters, subscribe now and comment below. Do you think Prince Harry is right to keep fighting the tabloids?